All right, good evening. How are you doing? I trust your day was fine. Okay, we'll go straight into our class for today. All right, today we'll be creating we'll be creating a simple design also. More like a simple design, yeah, but if you use the principles I taught yesterday and the one I'm going to teach today, you'll be able to create different kinds of designs. Okay, so remember yesterday I told you to first and foremost change up the background. Okay, change the background and put a background you want. Tweak the background to your choice. Okay, so I'm going to add up my own background. I want my own background, fine, and then first and foremost I lock it up so that I don't move it up and down when editing. And then I want to change the size color of my background, so I think I'll leave yellow. So let's leave yellow. We can tweak it later. Okay, so we want to do a simple design. I did this design long ago, I think earlier this year, a design that looks like this that we'll just do in this class. Okay, so I already have my tools, the idea and everything. So before you design, of course, you have the idea of what you want to design. Go and get your tools. Your tools simply means your elements, your pictures and all. So I'm going to just import because I already have those down. Okay, so let's just quickly pick up a picture. It's okay. Sorry about that. Pick a picture. So I'll go to where I have my pictures. Now, mind you, I have the background and all these pictures removed already before now. Okay, so I want to, let's leave this here for now. I can always tweak it however I want, but let's leave it here for now. So let's take it like this first. So I want to say send the child back to school. So let's back to school. So let's call this back. So back. I can change the font of back. Remember, I'm doing it fast because I believe you already know how to add all of this by now. So let's change the font to something nice. Back to school. Back. Let's say back. Nope, I want something. Usually this is what takes time in designing, where you have to scroll through, find a font, except if you have done this work before now. Okay, let's leave this. Let's use this back. So let's say back. I'm going to just copy it, the design. Okay, I'm copy this text, and then here I'm going to write school. Now if you double tap on the text, it will edit it. I showed you how to edit using the normal tool yesterday. If you double tap on the text, if you click here, you edit, or you double tap on it. If you click on this edit here, it edits, or you double tap on it. See why usually I always ask you to lock your image, right? See, I wanted to touch the school, I'm touching the image. Okay, so back to school, I'll just change the font of this again. Let's see. No, I don't want anything that's going to be italicized. Let's see, Montserrat is usually I usually like Montserrat. The design is the write-up is usually nice, but let's scroll and see if I'll get something else. Okay, now I have a variety of fonts on. You can add fonts to Pixellab. I'll probably teach that in another video. Okay, let's just use this. let's use this, back to school, back. Now I want this guy to, the spacing to be close to each other, back, send the child back. Okay, send the child back to school, back. Let's put it up here a little, reduce you up a little. So back, send the child back to, okay, I have all this up to myself, so let's just increase it up a little. Okay, back to school. Okay, maybe as I keep on going I may look for something to change up about it. Okay, back to school, back to school. Okay, this works. Now 2, I want to add a shape. I want to change this to circle. Okay, make it smaller and then just add it here. Remember, it's designed, just tweak it however you want to tweak it. Okay, oops, I'm already making, sorry, shape again. Okay, make it smaller. Let's move it. Back to school. So in this write up, I'll be putting the 2. Okay, so just create a text, edit it to 2, and then move, cancel. What am I doing? Okay, let's move that text. Remember, I told you can just move it to the very end since it's closer, and then increase your speed. Now my text is white color, so let's quickly just change it to a random color for now. Okay, and then so I can, okay, now of course I'll be changing the text. You thought right. I'll be changing the font. Remember, I said use fonts that are close to each other. Don't use too many different fonts. Okay, use fonts that look like each other. Okay, I'm trying to use a font that would not definitely mean it has to be a capital letter. Good. Back to school. Okay, let's say we want that. So I'm going to treat you. So now back to school. I actually want this image not to be behind. I want to bring the image in front of the school. So right now the image is in front of the school to give it a natural feel, a more beautiful feel, and then select the school. Let's give it a now more better feel. Let's give it a stroke. Okay, good. Send child back to school. Give the back also that stroke, makes it adds certain beauty to it. Okay, cool. Back to school. Now of course I'm talking about school here, so I can add another flyer in the gallery. Okay, Let's look for one flyer in the gallery. Okay. Now we're talking about school. Okay, so yep. Now I'm going to, this is more like the proof that child is going to school. So yeah, I'm going to take this close to this path and then give this here, school, and then let's see, drop this here. All right, back to school. Okay, remember, okay, I just remembered that okay, we're doing a project. Okay, so send a child, this can be faint, send a child, this can be very faint here, not faint per se, but a very simple font, a simple font, font like that. That is okay. Good light. I want something. Okay, I think I like this guy. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, perfect. Send a child. Let's put a color to it, and let's use a more visible color. Okay, so send the child back to school. Welcome, sir. Send the child back to school. Okay, so we're going to reduce the size. Let's reduce the size a little. Okay. Okay, I like to use this. It gives me some, it adds, it just makes my design looks nice, that's all. So okay, send a child, I don't like the D touching that guy, except if I'll make this guy okay, click on this, send it to the front, so that I can click on this and send it to the front. Click this, send it to front. Perfect. So send a child back to school. Now this is more like creating maybe needs of funds, so send a child back to school. You can choose to have a background, okay, in the image. Maybe, okay, let's do something. Let me copy this guy and then give it a feel of a background in the image of everything, behind everything. Okay, this guy still highlighted, just make it big, as big as possible. So let's say he's somewhere here. Oops, don't check my. Okay, let's just leave it there. Now, but then remember, I'm trying to make it a background, so the opacity will be removed. Okay, so I'm just going to have it here. I can choose to have another of it at this side. So I can copy, and then can you see how this thing it is? Then keep it here. Make it, reduce the opacity a lot, just mild, enabled. Okay. Now this guy is at the top of the side, so I need it behind all of my text. Good. Okay. Now send the child back to school. Okay. So I think that guy is not so visible, so we can choose to just give it a padding. Okay, you can choose to pad it. No, sorry, not padding. A background. I'm talking about background. A background. Can enable the background for it. Okay, a background that will be very faint. Okay, so if I want to use this color as my background, I would go to add more. I want to use this particular color, but I want a faint part of it. Sorry, this color, but I want a faint part of it. Okay, so now remember, I don't have to pick a color that is exactly the color. I think that's the mistake I'm doing. So let me highlight it. Remember the color of the write-up. Sorry, but still at the background. Sorry, let me touch the write-up now. I want to edit the write-up, not the background. Okay, so the color of the text in itself, I should use something more thicker. More thicker. I think this is more thicker. Then I can change the color of the background to something lighter. Okay. I'm going to use a tick, so I need a light background. Okay, a light background will give me white then. Yep, a white light background. Good. I'm going to use a white background then. Okay, what do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Well, if you ask me, I don't like it so much, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, so back to school. Can you see how beautiful the flyer already looks? Since we are more like soliciting funds to send children back to school, we can have an account details pasted somewhere here. So let's say, since we want to do that, remember I said you can lock up all of these things. If you know why designing, you would touch them and scatter your work, you can just lock them up. Then now what I want to do is to add a shape. Remember, I want an account details somewhere, so manipulate these things. Okay, manipulate it. Just can put it like this. All right, can put it like that, and then decide to give that a different color feel. Okay, so let's give it a different color and see. Remember, you must know how to play around with your colors. Now this red is a good color because I have the red pencils here, so that red color can be fine. But then I think I want a more suitable color. I think this color, this dark color, goes better for me. So I can decide to use that color. I can decide to bring it out and curve it like this, so I can place it here. You know, just play with it however you think. Okay, I think the first way, second way I did it is better. Here, this way. So I can now say, remember I want to add account details, so I'll just say account details. Or let's assume we are not putting account details for this, so I can say maybe I want to add the date. You know, this can give a current date already, so, or let's put a date. Let's use another date, a date for this flyer. So let me quickly take off a concept, just not a shape, sorry. Text, Okay, remember I'm trying to put a date, so let's say 20th or 7th. Let's say 7th. You can play with your dates however you want to write them. Okay, 7th July 25. Okay, so let's say 7th July. Now since it's a date I'm using, so I can reduce this a little more, then put this here. Let's add another text. Okay, copy, July. Okay, of course, July. Now 7th July. 7th July. Copy, and then 25. 7th July 2025. Okay, 7th July 25. 7th July. Now remember, you can tweak your dates however you want. It's all about creativity, like I told you the last time. Your creativity is what matters. So 7th July 25, I think that works for me. Yes, 7th July 25. So in order not to get some people confused, I may choose to put the 18 line in between it, but if you ask me, I think this is fine. So send the child back to school 7th July 25. I think this is perfect. Alright, this is perfect. If I think I want to increase this upward, I can just do something like, I want to increase these guys. I feel like they are hidden. That's this school back. I feel like the school is hidden, and I want to raise all of them together. I don't want to be moving one after the other. So I can just click on this path and merge them. Click on this good down here. Okay, click on it. So it means I'm selecting selecting this, selecting send the child, and then selecting your school and back. All right, I'll click on this icon here, which is to merge. Do you want to merge object? Yes, I want to merge. Click on OK and merge them to become one object. Okay, so I can now move them. See, it's one now, so it simply means I can move them. I will just have to reorder all of these things and bring this guy right behind it. It will take me to okay, I'll just have to move this guy upward a little. Let's see, I want it, but then can you see I have to adjust everything now? So this bag, which bag is this? Nope, not that bag. Stay where you are. This other bag, I have to move it here too, because the bag has to be in front of this image. Oops. Oh, I'm working on a different bag. Oh, sorry about that. This bag. Yes, this bag I'm supposed to be working on. I'm sorry, I took the wrong bag. This bag is what I'm supposed to be working on. Okay, so good. And then I'm going to bring up all of these things in front, because leaving it behind is spoiling my design. So I'll also make all of this guy all of these guys one image too. So I click on this, click on 25 July and 7, and then on this shape here I want to make them one image. Okay, so I'll merge them to one image. Perfect. Now they are in front. Perfect. And so now I said I wanted to move these guys upward, right? So I can just click on them and then move them upward a little, so that I can move my image upward a little. I'm perfect. I have my video, my design perfect. With this you can do a lot of other designs. All right, so by this, and then of course you save your image. You can save it as a project if you want to. Okay, class 2. Okay, let me save it as class 2, and then like I said, you would save as image. Remember I said save it as ultra, so I can have a very good quality. Save, and then please, after watching this, I want you to design your own video or your own flyer. After this, design your own flyer. I want you to come up with something beautiful. Of course, if you come to my gallery now, you should see my image perfectly. Now, sorry, where was that again? This was the image I designed long ago. This was the one I designed before now, that I designed for a project I was embarking on. Now this is the one I taught in class. All right, they are not completely the same, but then you can see I didn't put all of those backgrounds here, but then here I placed on backgrounds just to add a little touch and teach you. All right, see you in the next class. By now you should be able to make any kind of design on Pixel Lab. So just do your assignment and submit, and see you in the next class.